It's the boy, Bubba, let's coming through. Hella clutch, flawless, can't be touched. It's your boy, Bubba, let's. Yeah, I need that hot take. I need the truth and everything that is not fake. So tell me who's the GOAT, I'll tell you who's not great. And which team always make you go right way. Yeah, hold on, tell me who's your
Welcome back, Bubba Bunch, to another edition of the Bubba Let's Sports Podcast. It's been a while since I've said that.
Yeah, it has.
And the reason why, look, we've been making the YouTube content. By the way, brand new video out today. Go check it out. Cowboys standouts and training camp so far. Great video. But I've been wanting to do a podcast for a very long time now. But I just don't want to do one by myself. So I needed the partner in crime. Needed the Kevin Rios. The co-host.
This co-host has been getting destroyed by life lately. So
that's straight facts.
But luckily, finally have time. Finally gonna have some more time. If you remember what I told you.
Yes.
So hopefully this could be a regular thing again. Football season's coming up, so we all know that's gonna be a regular thing again. So yeah, I'm glad to be back. Glad to be talking about You know what? There's actually one thing I'm going to add to the end of this podcast, by the way.
Oh.
There's one thing I'm going to add, and I think you know what it is if you were on Instagram today or Twitter.
Not really.
Okay, so then it's a surprise to you then.
But I find it weird that you're just making up stuff for my podcast.
It's okay. So you're going to like it, though. It's a good segment.
I guess.
Yeah.
But this is episode 232. The long-awaited 232. It's been like almost 2 months since the last podcast.
It has, huh?
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
But you know what? Your like documentary videos have been popping off.
Listen, man, I can't believe that the Justin Fields video is still getting views, and I mean views on the daily. That shit's over 2,000, and
That's
just
insane.
posted that a few days ago. But I'm just getting constant subscribers off of that. And I'm not like trying to brag or anything. And when I post it, it's not like me like trying to show off like, yeah, I got 2K, because it's nothing compared to like what other people do.
Yeah.
But it genuinely shocks me every day when I see it or people comment on it, and I'm like, that video came out 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And yet people are still like, great video, man. Like, I really like the editing, or like they comment about Justin Fields, about what they think about him. I'm like, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
this, like, I have no like pursuit to make that thing like more than it is. Like, I haven't touched that video or touched YouTube for that, and yet it's still going off.
Yeah. It's cool, man. I mean, it was a good video to begin with. So I mean, I can see why.
I loved making that video, and the amount of hours I put into that, it speaks for itself, and I'm really proud of it. Like, that is genuinely like, one day I'm gonna look back at that video and be like, damn, I made that for
Like,
the
this was
first documentary video.
This was like your first masterpiece, right?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that is my baby. That is my
Yeah.
baby, and it shows.
Yeah,
So
I get you.
hopefully the other ones go off like that, but especially with football season coming up, there's going to be a lot of them. There's
Dude,
going to be a lot of
can't-
podcasts too.
I can't begin explaining to you how excited I am for football season to start again. Sundays are gonna have meaning again.
They are, and they're definitely going to mean a lot more than they did last year. Hopefully with the job, because they're expecting me to work Saturdays and Sundays, and I'm like, I kind of want Sundays off.
Like, I kind of want to, watch my football, but yeah, I get you.
We'll see what happens, because it's not the greatest job in the world, but it's not the worst. So it's kind of like trying to figure out if it's the best thing for me.
Yeah.
But if you just want to give me money by subscribing, and then I can get ads on the videos, and then also like get money off podcasts, then I don't need a job in the first place. So it's really up to you as the viewer and the listener for my financial future. Without you, I'm going to be broke and homeless. So no pressure. Just know. Right?
Welcome to the channel, everybody.
Exactly. like God have mercy on your soul if you don't give me any money. But let's just talk. Let's talk about some football, because we've missed a lot.
Yeah.
So we can't get to everything. And honestly, I just thought about it. I was like, even just this week, but just today, like the last 2 days in sports have been absolutely insane.
Oh, dude, it really has.
Yeah.
It really has.
Was the thing you were going to talk about later Carson Wentz? Okay, well, we'll save that then, because I just thought of that. I saw the notification. I was like, well, there goes my prediction. But yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit, because it was the one thing I didn't write down. But let's talk about what I did have written down.
Yeah.
Just briefly, let's just talk about how stupid the people at Madden are and their ratings for Madden 22. Because I just clearly don't understand how you have Justin Jefferson behind Adam Thielen, how you have Baker Mayfield above Kyler Murray, and who else? Who else did I name?
You mentioned who'd you mention?
It was Baker 11.
Baker was like Justin Jefferson, and then you mentioned one more. I forgot.
It was another quarterback, but I mean, like, I don't understand. Oh, there was another one too that I saw. It was like the breaking tackle overall for running backs, and they had Nick Chubb at 98 and Derrick Henry at 95, and I'm like, do you watch football?
Yeah, I saw one too where it was like the highest overall like running back in Madden is not Derrick Henry. It's like how is it not Derrick Henry? There is no argument on why Derrick Henry should not be.
What do you mean by that? Because I'm not on the bandwagon that Derrick Henry's the best running back in football. So Madden, he shouldn't be the best Madden running back.
Okay, so you're saying that Christian McCaffrey 98 overall, which is number one. I could agree with the 98 overall, but Derrick Henry goes down to 94.
I don't agree with the 94.
Think there's a 4 rating?
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that Christian McCaffrey is a better running back than Derrick Henry. And I'd honestly put Alvin Kamara above Derrick Henry because of what he can do all around.
So if we're talking about overall, I can agree with you.
That's literally what we're talking about, because that's just overall Madden ratings.
But I'm just saying that Derrick Henry's being a little disrespected, if you ask me.
Well, the breaking tackle thing, that is absolutely disgusting, because it should be 99 for him, and it's a 95. Like, that doesn't make sense.
This guy literally throws people around. So, yeah, it's ridiculous.
If it's Josh Norman working for EA, and he's like, Derrick Henry ain't shit, that's a 95, I'll be like, you know what? There's some cahoots going on here, right?
There's some evidence that we can show you. Yeah.
There's clear and obvious, like, check VAR. It's clearly going one side.
Do we like VAR? Do we like VAR?
Well, if you ask Mexico from yesterday's game, yes.
Okay.
It's still iffy, though, because I truly don't get how sometimes they use VAR and then they don't. Yeah. Because, like, I'm just basing off of, like, the Gold Cup, because this is, like, the most recent tournament, and I've been watching every single game. Like, Mexico versus Trinidad and Tobago, that had a offsides call that took away a goal for Mexico, and it was 0-0, and that was, like, one of the most horrific games I've ever watched, like, live. But that goal was clearly onside, and yet they never checked it. In every other game, they've checked that. Whether it's offsides or not, they check it just to make sure. Yeah. So how does it balance out with, like, the first game of the tournament? Like, literally the first game for anybody in the tournament, and you already shit the bed with VAR.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, back to football.
I do like the TikTok trend where, like, people, like, girls.
I do like that trend too.
Yeah, where girls are like, I have a big butt, and then they do the VAR check, and then they're like, no, and I'm like, that's great content.
Okay, so do we agree with the 99 Club?
The 99 Club is Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Aaron Donald.
Yes.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yes.
Am I forgetting another one?
You're forgetting two.
Devontae Adams.
Yes.
Oh, I understand both sides. I don't put Devontae Adams as a 99 overall.
Okay.
And then, who am I missing? I wouldn't know the fifth one.
Travis Kelce.
Okay. So the only one out of that list that I could make an argument for is Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Because I really put both Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs on the same pedestal for their performance last year. They were both phenomenal in 2020.
They really were, honestly. Yeah.
And I believe Stephon Diggs is 98.
Yeah, Stefan's 98. I think Stefan's 98. D Hop is like 97, I think.
I'm okay with that. Like, it's not gonna make me lose sleep at night. I would just I would put Stephon and Devontae as like a 98, both there, or put both at 99. Yeah. But it's a prestigious list. I can completely understand. Yeah. Either way, though, Madden's shit. Like, it's a terrible game. No one's gonna play it.
I personally have not played Madden for the last maybe 5-6 years. No, that's a lie. I think maybe like almost 7-8 years. That's the last time I played a good Madden, honestly.
Oh, last time I played a good Madden?
Because like the last good Madden for me personally was like Madden 13. I like Madden 13.
I'm going to Madden 10 with Fitzgerald and Polamalu on the cover.
That was a good Madden too. I like that.
That was my baby. Like
Madden 13 with Megatron was good. I liked it.
That was honestly, I think that was the first year they did the like the new mechanics.
Yeah.
And it had a different look to it. So yeah, I mean, it was worth a shot. And then after that,
yeah. You're basically paying $60 a year for literally the exact same thing over and over again with just like new cinematics.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it sucks, but we'll just leave Madden to where it is.
I'm pretty sure Madden has a better anti-cheat than Warzone.
We don't talk about that game.
Okay. All right.
We talk about good stuff here, not garbage.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So earlier this week, some pretty big news coming out of Oxnard, California.
Oh God.
Malik Hooker is in the building, getting a physical, and is most likely signing with the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones went on 105.3 The Fan and said, "Yeah, you heard it right. We're gonna sign him." And he was already on the field at that point, but he had to pass some like COVID tests. So Malik Hooker, who was not signed by the Cowboys, like I would say at the beginning of the year, or like right after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Going into the offseason, he is now the starting free safety for the Cowboys.
Right now it's Donovan Wilson and Reggie Robinson. Apparently,
no.
That's that's the list that I saw. The potential starting roster. That's what I saw
from my insiders. Which means that I listen to the radio while I'm at work, and all I listen to is 105.3 The Fan. That it's Donovan Wilson at strong safety, which obviously, like, he was one of the only good defensive players last year.
Yeah.
And then it's DeMonte KZ for right now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes. Okay. Now, I'm hearing conflicting stuff about his performance in training camp so far. Some days he's good, sometimes he's bad. I think it makes sense for Malik Hooker because I think he's a better overall talent than KZ.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this position, and I'm looking at these players on the chart, and I'm saying that these are damaged goods. Like, we can really just make a overall perspective that these guys are all battling just to get on the team off of bad injuries. Like, I just talked about Keanu Neal. Like, that dude may not even make the roster. He has a torn ACL, has a torn Achilles from 2 years ago. Malik Hooker is coming off an Achilles injury. DeMonte KZ is coming off an injury. Like, all of these guys, either they come from Atlanta or from a different team. Dan Quinn's like, yeah, we'll take a shot. We'll pay them cheap. And Jerry's like, yeah, I mean, I didn't have to pay anything for a starting free safety.
Yeah.
Well, when we're, like, in week 6 and they're, like, one of the worst secondaries in football, we're going to look back and be like, Jerry, what happened, dude? And don't get me wrong. I love some hookers.
Oh.
And I like this particular hooker.
Oh.
One of my favorite hookers.
I feel like this has a very, very similar situation like last year with Ha Clint Dix. It's almost extremely similar. You get a a damaged good veteran safety. You bring him in. He gets all this buzz that, oh, like, like this is a good pickup. He might be our safety. And then halfway through training camp, oh, he gets released because he's just doing awful at training camp. Awful.
I don't even think Haha like lasted a week in training camp.
He lasted, I think, no, he lasted a while. Because I remember when it happened, you and I were very excited because both of us agreed that Xavier Woods was just not it anymore. So when it happened, we were both excited. And I remember it was like 2-3 weeks later, that's when it happened that they cut him. And we were both kind of surprised. Well, you weren't because you already knew, apparently. I was surprised. So I don't know. I'm feeling this has a very, very similar tone to the Hawk Lindick situation from last season. It's almost identical, to be honest, if you think about it.
It's tough because from what you hear out of training camp and all those like Cowboys insiders, they're going to be positive. They're going to be positive about it. And they're going to say like, wow, this defense looks much better than it did last year. I'm like, well, that's not saying much when you look at how bad their defense was last year. But I do like the fact that like I'm hearing stuff about how this like the way that they practice, like they have a few days off and they have like the full pads practice and then they take another few days off. Like they're not like just trying to beat themselves down, but also the vibe, also the atmosphere of these practices, because last year it was a lot of like, oh, we got to do that again. Oh, let's do that again. We didn't really get it. And then this year it's like boom, boom, boom. We're going. And then we're finally picking up things, especially with like Micah Parsons. Like he's learning on the fly, but he's also just picking everything up as we go. And for this offense, it's like, what can you really do? I mean, they're going to be good. So just make sure you're not terrible. But at least the defense is making it competitive. Like Dak's thrown a few interceptions in training camp. And I don't really like focus on that. And like people are going to look at the Hall of Fame game and be like, wow, like I can't wait to see them perform. Like who cares? Yeah. Like that's not going to show anything.
I honestly, I've always said this, and it's funny because even my dad like always says the same too. I give absolutely zero merit to preseason games. As a fan, personally, in my opinion, I think preseason games are an absolute waste of time, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I understand why they're there. Don't get me wrong, I'm not dumb. I understand they're there to fill the vacancies, to fill the spots, like, oh, like maybe he'll be good on the team. I get it. I'm not dumb. But personally, off of a fan's perspective, I think it is an absolute waste of time. In my personal opinion, 2 games. Yeah. Either you're in or you're out. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. If you can't prove your worth in 2 games, okay, sorry, deal with it. You're off the team, or you'll be in the practice squad. Bye, see you later, or whatever. I think preseason is an awful idea. How many times have you seen stars get season-ending injuries off of the first drive for a game that didn't even matter?
How about Tony Romo? Like his career ended due to a preseason game.
Tony Romo, Julian Edelman, the receiver from Chicago that had a nasty injury like 3 years ago. You know what I'm talking about?
I remember what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
What was his name? I forgot. I forgot. But anyway, it was that guy was looking for like a super promising year in Chicago, tore his ACL. I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. I do not think it's worth having what? They lowered it to 3 now, apparently. But I don't think it's worth having 3 preseason games. I think it should be 2. You get 1 game to prove your worth, and you get the second game. Okay, if you had a bad first game, try it again. If you didn't do it, okay, later.
Yeah. Because you still have all those practices in between that to prove your worth, especially for the guys that are just trying to make the roster, just make the cuts.
Yeah.
But if you're just going to show me a Cowboys preseason game where Dak plays like 2 minutes and then Garrett Gilbert throws for 4 touchdowns, at the end of the day, what does that prove? Garrett Gilbert's a nice backup, but I knew that already.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that because I haven't really been focused a lot on Cowboys training camp news, but I've seen a little bit. A little bit that I've seen has revolved around a lot of the new guys and also like some vets. Like one of the things that I saw coming from Cowboys training camp, I think it was on ESPN or I'm sorry, it was on Twitter. I think it was Marcus Mosher. Love that guy. he tweeted out saying that it was the day that Dak got it was the day after Dak got pulled out because of his arm
The
soreness.
shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, that apparently Ben DiNucci was running the practice, and I saw him.
Yeah.
I saw Marcus Mosher. He tweeted, "I think a left-handed Dak could run this offense." better than
I saw that
DiNucci."
tweet too.
I was like, "Oh no, that's so bad." DiNucci, don't mess my boy like that.
Oh man, I'm hearing the same things. Like, there's been a lot of praise about Garrett Gilbert, and I know we're talking about backup quarterbacks, so I'm just like, it's just exciting to talk about. Same thing for like if your team's not the Cowboys, for whatever team you want, but
Yeah.
like Garrett Gilbert is looking really good from what I'm hearing and seeing, and I'm like, you know what? In that Pittsburgh game, he played well.
Dude, I mean, we to a certain extent we won that game all the way until like halfway through the fourth quarter when we blew it. Garrett wasn't doing that bad.
He was making
agree.
some plays. He was making some plays.
Yeah, I think he threw that like long bomb to CD or something like that, almost for a touchdown. Like, you don't expect that out of a backup quarterback in like what, a week's notice.
But compare that to the Ben DiNucci performance on Sunday Night Football against Philadelphia.
I'd
I'd say Hall of Fame worthy Oscar nominee
Oh God,
because it brought one of the greatest things of 2020, which was the Ben DiNucci meme.
that game was so painful to watch. Like if I could take away any day out of last year, it would be that game. Cause oh my God, I was literally having ulcers watching that game.
That was
I
the
was so
game
angry.
that I did the drinking game where I said every time the Cowboys make a mistake, I'm gonna drink.
Oh my
I
God.
was drunk after the first quarter.
Oh my God.
I had Bud Lights and I was drunk after the first quarter. I kid
With
you
Bud
not.
Lights, basically water, and you were
Yeah,
drunk.
I drank that much.
Oh my God.
It was bad. I don't think Ben DiNucci's making this team
I don't think he's making either. Honestly, I really don't.
because I do like Garrett Gilbert as the backup, and I don't know what happened with Cooper Rush, but
Isn't he back apparently?
well, yeah, Cooper Rush has been on the team since like last year. I remember, like, if a Cowboys fan remembers, like from a few years ago when
I like Cooper Rush.
when he was on the rise, like he took
Yeah.
over, and everyone's like, we got a decent backup behind Dak. Like we like Cooper Rush, and then when he would play in the preseason, people would just like absolutely adore him. And then he left and then came back and everyone's like, cool, we got a backup. And then I've heard nothing about him ever since.
Cooper Rush was like that preseason star that every team has. And for the Cowboys, it was always Cooper Rush, Rico Gathers, and Lance Lenore. Those three were, and Frank Gifford. Those four were always the preseason stars for the Cowboys.
I will
Always.
take it to my grave that Rico Gathers was going to be the greatest tight end of all time.
I thought he was too.
I
thought he
really
was
wanted
too.
him to really like
I
prosper.
thought he was too. But it's because like he would make plays in the preseason that you would be like, oh, he can definitely do that in the regular season. Like he would because he was like what 6'7" or something like that.
Yeah. By the
He
way,
could catch-
did,
he could catch-
did you know he was a basketball player?
No, I didn't actually. Believe it or not, I didn't hear after the 20th time every single game. Yeah.
He used to play basketball.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah. I mean, but yeah. Anyway, so I heard about Ben DiNucci.
The new.
I heard that apparently Michael Parsons is learning pretty well on the fly. I heard apparently he's picked off Dak twice and he's picked off Gary Gilbert like 3 or 4 times already. That's what I've heard. So that's
okay.
kind of good. It's not that bad.
I mean, I like that because that shows that he can play in coverage. I'm assuming that Micah Parsons in general will just be that blitz guy on the inside. Like look at his Memphis film or against Memphis in that bowl game last year. I feel like that's what he's going to bring to the table, not more of a coverage guy. But considering how bad this linebacker position is, he may have to do that.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
I also heard that our defensive line is once again in shambles. It looks awful. So that's what I heard. If it's a wrong report, then I don't know.
I think it's too early to tell, and I don't know what they really have. I mean, Randy Gregory's making a lot of noise, and then like if you watch the video that I just put out, like Randy Gregory's getting a lot of attention about
Well, they were
how
specifically
good he
talking
is.
about the inside, like the
On
tackles,
the
the nose tackles.
inside, they add the depth, and I don't know if it can get much worse than Tyrone Crawford and nothing else really. I'm expecting big things out of Neville Gallimore in year 2,
Yeah,
so
same,
I'm
same.
happy about that. They
Well,
picked,
he's technically the starter now.
I hope he is. It's just a matter of how it goes down with Carlos Watkins, because he's doing pretty well. Quinton Bohanna's more of just a one, like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a one trick pony. Like he is meant to be a run stuffer, and that's a big fucking guy. I mean, that's a big dude. And then
He's a big boy.
and then
He is a big boy,
Osa
you're right.
from UCLA. I mean, he's a rookie, so we'll see what happens. But like right now, it's really up in the air because Tristan Hill is slowly coming back from his injury last year. And I don't think they're going to make him do anything really excruciating in practice until the season starts. So that should be your second starter on that interior alongside Neville Gallimore. But we just don't know yet because I haven't seen Tristan Hill on the field.
Yeah.
So
Well,
this whole defense is a question mark, and I don't think we'll figure out anything. Because, I mean, we went into last season with the same idea. Like, we were, like, promising, like, oh, this defense looks pretty good with some names, like Gerald McCoy and Don Terry Poe. And then within, like, the first month, we were like, yeah, this sucks.
yeah, this was a completely wasted, completely wasted signings. Yeah, I don't know. The last thing I heard, though, before we move on, last thing I heard was that apparently Kelvin Joseph is pretty damn good. He's showing off a bit.
Boss Man Fat. That's his rapper name.
Yeah. What I heard is that he's actually covering CD pretty well. Pretty well.
I mean, he gave Devontae Smith the biggest test in college, which is really nice.
Yeah. Apparently he's covering CD really well. He's covering Michael Gallup pretty good. And I haven't heard anything about Amari Cooper, but apparently he's covering pretty well. Yeah. So. Also, speaking of CD, did you see that one-hand catch he made?
I did.
Oh, this guy's insane.
I can't tell you I think it was like the TO year that I've been this excited for a wide receiver in Dallas.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how excited I am to see CD with Dak Prescott again. Because it was going so well.
So good. So good. Yeah.
And, oh my God, that dude's hungry.
Yeah.
That dude hungry to get back on the field.
You know he wants it bad.
I can't wait for CD. I even if you're a Cowboys hater, I think you should appreciate the level of play CD's gonna essentially play this year. Like the level.
He still went over 1,000 scrimmage yards in his first season with all the shit that he went through.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Like the Andy Dalton / like backup quarterback stats weren't the greatest, but still, considering that he had nobody at quarterback, those are still pretty good numbers. Like people or players, wide receivers in different teams would love to have those stats just to have a chance, right? So if he's doing that with a D-level Andy Dalton, then give me A grade Dak Prescott who wants to come back better than ever. And the ankle's looking great. The movement's looking great. So this offense, for me, is it doesn't need to be talked about. It doesn't need to be criticized. Like, we know what we're getting.
Yeah, for sure.
So, enough about the Cowboys. Let's show some love around the NFL.
Yes.
And I mean, we can't go a podcast without talking about what the hell's going on in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. And, the whole situation about him wanting to be traded, him not wanting to be traded, and now
he's going to play, apparently.
And I'm still kind of confused about how this is going to work, because essentially what their contract negotiations were about this is it. Like, this is the year. Like, this is your final year in Green Bay. We're going to trade you, whether that's like in the next few months, weeks, or we're just going to wait until the end of next year. And then Aaron Rodgers like, okay, but I want you to do everything I tell you to do. And if you don't like it, get me out of here. And they're like, yes, that's fine. And then his first move is be like, you better get me this guy 100%. Aaron, we'll do anything for you. Who do you want? Yeah. Do you want to go for Allen Robinson? Do you want to go for I don't know, like a DJ Chark, or just see what's around the NFL? Give me Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb coming back to Green Bay.
Like,
what a man.
Oh, okay. We'll do that. But you know that he's not like young anymore, right? Yeah, he's not the guy that you had like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Get me Cobb right now. And while you're at it, Jordy Nelson, call him up.
I think
get me James Jones back.
Randall did call him, right? Like he posted on Instagram. He posted like a funny picture of Jordy like in his uniform on the couch or something like that.
Oh, let's get the band back together.
I love that.
Okay. I'm just gonna combine them for a second. I'm gonna combine the two talking points because I was gonna tell you this before the podcast, but what if, since this is the year for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, they're going all in, and if they don't win a championship, it's going absolutely down the shitter. And now Jordan Love is your new franchise quarterback for the next 10 years, which, by the way, is just I don't get it, because if the Green Bay Packers are going through all this trouble to make Aaron Rodgers happy, you know for a fact that Jordan Love's not impressing them. Oh. They wasted a first rounder in the greatest wide receiver class of all time on Jordan Love, and they don't even trust him anymore. He's been with the team for like a year, and they literally went, yeah, we just got to make Aaron Rodgers happy at this point. Like, he's not ready, and he's not impressing us. So this is the year for the Green Bay Packers. So they're trying to make Aaron Rodgers happy. They still have a great offense. They're going to be amazing on offense. And their defense, we'll see. This is where I feel like they have to make this move. And this would make him really happy. But what if they make a move for Xavien Howard?
Okay, so I see what you mean by that. You're combining both points. So I'm going to say what I said earlier before we started this podcast. The prospect of having Xavien Howard to Green Bay. I think we can all agree by now that Jair Alexander is a top 5 corner in the league, correct?
A top 2.
Top 3. I could agree with that. On the other side, Kevin King is just not it anymore. I think he had like maybe 2 good seasons when he first started. Like, oh, like this guy's okay. He's good enough, right? Mm-hmm. But these last 2 seasons hasn't been the case. So Jair and Xavier. I mean Xavien, my bad. Yeah. You have basically both of your corners being top 3, top 4 in the league, right? You have an offense that's obviously always going to score points. In Green Bay, they win with their offense. We all know that in Green Bay, they win by their offense, and they have a defense that just bends enough, but they don't break, right?
No, they
broke. Except in the championship, apparently.
They broke.
All the damn time. All the damn time. Happens to be in the championship. Adding Xavien Howard would be insane. It would literally, I think it would be one of the first steps into finally pushing them over that just immense hump they have in the NFC Championship. Now, why does it work? And why it could maybe happen? If it doesn't happen to the Packers, then it can happen to anybody else, right? But look, as much as me and you both love Byron Jones, former Cowboy, we both agree that, in general, he is one of the greatest non-flashy corners we've seen in a long time. Because he has the stats, but he doesn't have the flashy stats, right? He, when he was on the Cowboys, nobody threw to his side. Ever. Why? Because he covered them. When they did, it wouldn't be completed. Pass knocked down. Pass batted. 0 yards after the catch, if they were to catch it, right? That's not the stats that anybody cares about. That's why he's not flashy. That's why he's not in the conversation, right? But Xavien Howard is that flashy. He is that good. So for you, as the Miami Dolphins organization, to come in and say, hey, Byron, we think you're really good. Not like Xavien, though. because Xavier's our golden boy, right, on the defense. But we're gonna pay you more. What? How? How does that make sense? So you're saying that you love Xavien, you love your top 3 corner, you love your corner that actually has both stats, not flashy and non-flashy, but you're paying him less than Byron? How could you sit there and not agree with Xavien not being happy? You know?
Yeah. I like the way that he's handling it too. Like he was like, I'm just gonna be a professional.
He's very professional about it, and I completely agree with you. That Instagram post he did, he wasn't like those other players that are bashing the team, or they're bashing their players, like they're bashing the league or anything. He just straight up said, me and my agent requested a trade. Until then, I will continue to be a teammate. I will continue to X, Y, and Z until the trade happens, right? Very professional. I think he's handling it very well. I completely agree with you. But that's a really good scenario, man. That's a really good scenario. Imagine Xavien and Jair on each side?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that sounds like the next no-fly zone. Seriously.
There's 2 ways you could do that. You could make the trade to get Xavien Howard, and you would have to give up a lot of stuff. I mean, like draft picks, maybe a few players.
Could you, well, like maybe Ziggy?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it that much, to be honest. I do feel like Green Bay should be in contention for Xavien, like way more than the Cowboys and way more than like some of these other teams.
I saw that article. I don't agree with that at all. I wish I agreed with it, but I don't agree with it at all.
No.
He's not coming to Dallas at all.
Like, unless Dan Quinn's like going into the office, he's like, please, Jerry, spend your money.
For once.
Spend it in the secondary, please.
Yeah.
It would be funny if they went after Xavien but didn't go after Byron. Like a few years they would learn from their mistake, right? Like Jerry would be like, I learned from that mistake of Byron. Now I get Xavien so I can make up for it. And then Cowboys fans would be like, wow, you actually made a good decision. But back to Green Bay. You could make the trade to make Aaron Rodgers happy. Or you could just do a 180 and say, why are we trying to make this guy happy when he's just trying to bring us down? What if they're just in a tunnel vision mode of like, we don't need Aaron Rodgers anymore when they desperately do? But if we're looking through the eyes of Aaron Rodgers where this organization is terrible and they don't know what they're doing. And he's saying that this isn't a big market. Like nobody wants to come here to play for Green Bay. They want to come here to play for me.
Yeah.
Like that was like a cheap shot or a low blow if you're in the shoes of the organization, of the front office.
Yeah.
So, how about we just look at this with trading for Xavien Howard and we send Tua to Green Bay? Because now, since you don't love Jordan Love, how about we give you a young, promising Tua who we're not in love with, but we're also thinking is our starting guy. You'll get your starting guy there. But then we get Aaron Rodgers. You get one of the best corners in the league that you desperately need because your secondary is trash other than Jair. You get a great corner. You get a good up-and-coming quarterback. Yeah. Now you have a little bit of a future. And then we're trying to win now in Miami. And the only position that we're not completely sold on is the quarterback position. Well, now we have our quarterback.
Yeah.
Green Bay does the 180. They're like, yeah, Aaron, we'll do everything you want. But we're going to trade you in about a week because Miami gave us a really good offer. You get what you want by getting out of here, but we get what we want and not look like the dumbasses that gave up Aaron Rodgers. We actually got a good deal out of it.
Yeah. By the way, I said Ziggy. I meant to say Za'Darius. I don't know why I thought about Ziggy.
I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I kept thinking about Ziggy Ansah, and I don't know why my mind went to that.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I said Ziggy. But anyway, so Xavien and Tua for Aaron. I think, well, you'd have to throw something else in there personally, in my opinion. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. Come on. But anyway, I think that's a good start to a trade. You know, here's the thing about Miami, though. And I know you're gonna say yes, but I want you to explain why. Do you think as of right now Miami is in win mode? Like, do you think that this past season 2020, that's it, the window opened?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that like 5-year window that like the standard is for like a Super Bowl or bust for this team. Do you think it opened last year in 2020?
I think 2020 is like we're looking inside the window, and we're seeing
But this
like
year,
like
this
yeah,
year they're
that-
gonna bust it open. That's what
yeah.
you're saying.
This year they're like motherfuckers, we're open, like we're going
Okay.
for it. But like previously, we're passing by the house and we see like, oh, there's some nice furniture in there. Oh look,
Yeah.
oh wow, Xavien
Oh,
Howard,
wow.
oh my, and then
Oh.
like Brian Flores is like in there. He's like, hi, how you doing? It's a beautiful day outside, huh? In 2021. All right.
My organization's like, yeah, it could be better. Could be better.
It's a beautiful day to mow the lawn
Yeah.
in 2021. So yeah, I think this year is the official year where we open the window for a Super Bowl in Miami.
Okay, so steering really quick off the topic, but still in the same way. So you say Miami's in win now, right? Remember how in the beginning it was Aaron to Denver, Aaron to San Francisco. Do you think Miami makes more sense than either of those two? Because remember, the Aaron to San Francisco was before Trey got drafted.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Right.
Remember that. So
And they did make a push for him.
they did.
Yeah.
So do you think that Miami makes more sense than 2 months ago San Francisco? Because dude, let's be real. I think we can both make a really damn good argument that if Aaron went to San Francisco, it's over.
Oh yeah.
Or almost over, at least. Almost. There's like literally no way anybody could beat San Fran.
But here's the thing: it's that Aaron Rodgers effect. I felt that way about most of the teams that were in that rumor mill. I think if Aaron Rodgers would have went to Denver, I'm thinking Denver is in for the running. If he went to Washington, I think Washington's in the running.
Yeah.
Maybe like New York, like the Jets before Zach Wilson. I was like, I don't think that's the right spot for Aaron Rodgers at this point of his career. But still, like they would be elevated for the next few years. Like they would definitely be ahead of the curve on their rebuild. But you put Aaron Rodgers in LA, in San Francisco, in Denver, Miami, I would have been like, yeah, Super Bowl. Like I could genuinely see a Super Bowl.
It's because that's just who he is, you know? And I guess like piggybacking off of your previous point, because you said that, dude, let's be real. Like, yeah, it was a cheap shot if you want to call it, but I mean, is he wrong?
Oh, he's not
Think about
wrong.
it.
I mean, you're
Like-
not wrong, but you
who-
didn't have to
who-
say it.
Like, who really wants to go to Green Bay? Really? Like, who really wants to go to Green Bay? If Aaron Rodgers was not there and it was just like an average quarterback, right? Kirk Cousins. Who would want to go to Green Bay? Seriously. I don't think I've ever... I think when it comes to, like, the level of attraction a player has
Good word.
for other players...
Good word.
Word. The level of attraction that these players have to bring other players to play with them, I think Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are almost on that same level. Look what happened to Tampa when Tom Brady went. Everybody got signed. Literally everybody got signed at Tampa. Dude, Leonard Fournette, his career was basically over. It was over. Tom Brady was like, you know what? I like Lenny. Let's bring Lenny in. What did everybody say? Leonard Fournette to the Buccaneers? That's stupid. Man popped off in the playoffs.
Yeah, he peaked
He
at the
still
right
had
time.
gas in the tank.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski. Everybody hates that guy.
He just parties.
Injury-prone parties. Oh, he won another Super Bowl. Dude, I feel like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are on the exact same level when it comes to attraction. Literally. You bring Aaron to, like you said, you bring Aaron to maybe Miami. to Denver, to San Fran, to New York, whatever. Aaron Rodgers is just that damn good that literally, like you said, instant odds of Super Bowl like that going up. Instant. There's no argument. Just to finish this point, in my opinion, do you remember? I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
The 21st night of September?
No. Did you see that, before Aaron said, all right, I guess I'll stay, right? Did you see that Devontae Adams was about to leave too?
Yes. That was the most petty thing. He was like, oh, Aaron Rodgers didn't come back? I don't want to come back.
I will come back.
And then Aaron Rodgers is like, I'll come back. And then Devontae's like, yeah, I'll come back.
All right, I'll come back.
It's literally like that. It's not like fabrication or exaggeration. It literally went like that.
It literally went like that. Yeah. Because I remember the report came out. Oh, Devontae Adams ends talk with Packers. Oh, Twitter's going wild. ESPN's going wild. All these people on Twitter. Oh, best fits for Devontae Adams, and they were saying like the Jets, the Dolphins, the Browns, that they trade away OBJ, and okay, whatever. 2 days later, Aaron Rodgers, I'll stay. All the articles. Devontae Adams now back in talks with Green Bay. Like, dude.
He's like,
that's the point right there. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. I don't think I've seen that in a long time since Tom Brady. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are on the same level.
Yeah, we've never seen a diva like Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback position. But that's okay. Like,
I think that's fine though.
We are so acceptive of wide receivers being divas and wanting to like do their own thing, but as soon as a quarterback does it, we're like, he's very selfish, and I don't know what he's doing over there. I'd be like, Aaron fucking Rodgers, like
it's literally the most it's literally the most talented player we've ever seen at the position in a long time.
Yes, that's not an argument for me.
Like Patrick's coming up.
Yeah, I think it's too early. Like not too early, but I don't think it solidifies the argument that Patrick Mahomes is like there yet. But
like Aaron has been that guy.
He's the most gifted quarterback I've ever seen. Gifted quarterback I've ever seen.
He's been that guy for the last 10 years. Patrick's like, 4 years in, yeah, I'm proving my worth, right? Okay, that's fine. We can all agree that as of right now, Patrick is by bar none, the best quarterback in the NFL right now. But it's Aaron Rodgers, dude. Literally, the things that he does, I've never seen before in my life, ever.
Right. Yeah.
Until Patty now.
Of course. But what's fun is that he's still doing it too. Like at 38, he's probably playing the best football of his life. Yeah.
He makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
What were we? I think this was last season, before the season started. Me and you were having this whole conversation, and I remember at the very end, both of us said the same exact thing. We said Aaron Rodgers' bad season is like a career year for like Derek Carr.
Yeah, it is
for these average quarterbacks, like for Kirk Cousins, for these average quarterbacks. You cannot outproduce Aaron Rodgers. It's insane. Literally, he would have to be hurt in order for you to outproduce.
Well, even then, we've seen Aaron Rodgers hurt. He has one calf, and he's still just running around.
You have to break his collarbone, apparently, for him to be out for a while.
Or just not draft a wide receiver for about 10 years in the first round, and then he'll eventually be mad. And even then, he's still in Green Bay.
They could have had Justin Jefferson. We talked about this already.
They could have had T. Higgins. They could have had...
They traded up.
They only had to trade up like a few spots, but they could have had T. Higgins. They could have had Brandon Ayuk. Like they actually could have had those players at their overall pick. Like, they didn't have to do anything. They could have just had those players, and they picked Jordan fucking Love. Everything he's done, everything that Aaron Rodgers has done, and this is where we're gonna end it as far as the Aaron Rodgers thing, and then we'll briefly talk about where Xavien Howard should go, because we're getting into that time frame. But Aaron Rodgers, everything that he's done over the last year and a half, I am completely understandable about it. I would not criticize anything he's done.
No.
Because not only has a pissed off and more humble, if you want to use that word, because I think most people won't see him as humble right now, but the way that he's worked on his mental game, his physical game, and just trying to be happy with himself has not only given him better play on the field, has given him a better persona outside of football, and has just opened his eyes to what he actually wants now. And I think everybody should look into that and say, well, that's what I should want in my life. I shouldn't be going to my job and hating my job based on their decisions. I should have some input on this.
I shouldn't be going to my job and seeing my boss get my replacement 4 years in advance.
Yeah. Like, I'm putting up the
What?
best numbers statistically since I've been in this company, and yet you're bringing in the next guy already. Like, no. Like, this is not a Brett Favre situation when you're seeing him on the decline. We're seeing Aaron Rodgers on the incline, if we really think about it. Like, he put up the best year of his career last year.
His cliff is so far out. It's ridiculous.
We don't know what a cliff is anymore with Tom Brady. So what makes you think we're going to know what the cliff is with Aaron Rodgers?
A good point. You got a good point.
That's what I'm saying. Xavien Howard, where is he going?
Man, so that's really, really interesting. So besides the Packers that we just talked about, there's a lot of teams in the NFL that need corner help. Besides our Cowboys. Let's think about this.
I have one team that I want to see Xavien Howard with.
Really?
Yes.
So I don't think I have a team right away that's in my mind. But if I'm just scanning teams on each conference, the NFC, imagine if he goes to Washington.
No. That's a Chris Paul to the Lakers situation where the NBA is going to be like, no, we can't do that. That'd be crazy.
Didn't Russell Westbrook just join the Lakers or something like that?
Yeah, but I mean, the NBA is a bunch of super teams now. This was like 10 years ago. Look, buddy. Basketball has changed a lot since then.
But I wouldn't know. I only know because my Instagram is just plastered with all that stuff every other day now. So,
I like how you used plastered. That was very aggressive.
Because it is. Literally 2 days ago when it happened, I was scrolling every single 2 or 3. Oh, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook says bye to DC. It's like, bro, okay. I don't care. I don't give me the base. Give me the MLB trade deadline. That's what I care about.
That's yeah. When I saw Joey Gallo go to the Yankees, I was like,
and I remember Anthony Rizzo.
And then I saw Anthony Rizzo. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I'm excited. My Yankee season should turn around, hopefully. But anyway, I don't know. Nothing comes up to me right away, I guess. Who's your team? What team are you talking about?
I thought about this.
Okay.
And I'm like, you don't have to go far.
Really? From Miami?
Yeah. Jacksonville.
Dude, that would be a splash.
Think about it.
That'd be a splash.
We know what they're trying to do. They're trying to regain that atmosphere of that defense dominating football games. And who was at the pinnacle of those dominant games? Jalen Ramsey and AJ Boye. Two really great corners. Their defense has a lot of young talent that's hopefully going to develop in the right way, especially up front. But in the secondary, they got CJ Henderson coming for his second year, and that is one of the fastest corners that we've ever seen. Hopefully he can be great, because I want to see CJ Henderson be really nice in the sleep.
We both liked him for the Cowboys at one point.
I would have been fine with CJ Henderson. I mean, obviously the rookie year was not what we expected with all the injuries and the bad play, but it's just Jacksonville. It was a tough time. So hopefully with a new coaching staff and a whole new system, we'll see what CJ Henderson can do. Well, now you need to focus on the other side, because I think CJ Henderson can be a great starting corner. Well, how about put another guy on the opposite side that is physical, that is dominant, and can create turnovers just like Jalen Ramsey did back in the day. Well, how about you get Xavien Howard? Like, Jacksonville has so many pieces that they can give up, and getting another first rounder next year because it's going to be a high draft pick probably. Well, then give that up and maybe a second rounder or a player, whatever the case may be. Maybe you add in James Robinson because now you have Travis Etienne. I don't know. I'm just throwing out names there. But trade. And Xavien's like, well, I don't have to move far. I can stay in the state. I have my home here. I have my family here. I just have to go miles down the road. And I'm going with a new organization that is on the rise, much like Miami was for a few years.
Yeah.
And I get to be a dominant force. I get to play in a really questionable conference or division.
Yeah.
That we don't know how it's going to go, but like Trevor Lawrence is there, Travis Etienne is there, Urban Meyer's there. Like, I'd like to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So why not make the move?
That's actually a really good point. It's actually a really good point. You know, it's funny you say that because the second you mentioned Jacksonville and the whole C.J. Henderson deal, I thought of another team. But the difference with this team is that they're not on the rise. Very similar situation, but they're not on the rise. Detroit. If you were to go to Detroit, right?
No.
He would be with Jeff Okudah.
I'm not going to Detroit.
That's why I said they're not on the rise. He'd be with Jeff Okudah, who you loved.
I love.
No, you need to add the D. He was garbage this year.
No, I love.
This past year. Okay, all right, fair enough. Anyway, same situation, right? But am I sending him there? No, I care about the man. Absolutely.
I care about his well-being.
I can't send him to Detroit willingly. That's actually not that bad of an idea. The Jaguars sounds like a pretty good fit. If anything, you know, like you were mentioning, they're rebuilding their ways, but, you know, they're also rebuilding their culture.
Yeah.
And remember Saxonville. You know, that era was just so great for them because they were just so defensively dominated. Imagine now that things are a little bit flipped, you know, I'm not saying their offense is going to be all pro caliber, but, you know, they've made some additions that make sense on paper, at least, right? Imagine fixing up their defense a little bit. Yeah, this could be a 6-win team, 7-win team.
That's a win for me.
They're probably not going to. They're probably not going to the playoffs.
Oh,
obviously.
Oh no.
But 1 to 6, yeah, I think that's great.
Just don't be as bad as Houston. That's all you got to do.
Oh, Houston.
That's all you got to do. Over under.
Houston.
Houston Texans wins 1.
Oh, Houston.
What's the over under?
No, nothing. -1. That's their over under. They're gonna somehow lose 18 games.
17.
That's the joke.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, they're that bad.
Yeah, they're that bad. That's why I said -1.
That's a weird situation. I don't think we have a lot of time for that. For Deshaun to, okay, that's just confusing. Like they say, like, well, no, Deshaun Watson says, "All right, I'll come to training camp." That day, they were like, "Yeah, we're open to trading him." What was the point? What's the point? Like,
bunch of clowns in that organization.
Easterby or Jackie Easterby, whatever his name is, the motivational speaker, he probably gave like Deshaun a speech as soon as he walked in the building, and then he was like, "What do you say?" And then Deshaun's like, "Please trade me now." And they're like, "All right, we did everything we could."
Oh my god, yeah. I don't know about that team. I don't know. But Xavien Howard, I agree with your frustration. Get the hell out of there. Or if they sign you to something else, I mean,
if they restructure that contract and give him more money, I think
easily. Yeah,
I'm okay with that. I'd probably go to Byron. I'm like, look, bud, this secondary can be really, really fun. Like this secondary can be the best in the NFL next year. Just give us a few mil back.
You know, but that's the thing, though. I don't think Brian Flores is a dumb man. He's a very smart, intelligent man. He turned around a Dolphins team in like a year and a half. Well, I mean, a season and a half, I guess. I don't think he's that dumb. I think I think there's something there. He has to do something.
I'll trust them if they don't. Like if they end up moving on from Xavien Howard, I'll trust them to be like they know what they're doing.
You know, that's another good way of looking at it. Yeah.
In Brian we trust. The Bill Belichick prodigy. That's all I'm saying.
Not the O'Briens. We don't trust in that.
Not the O'Briens. No.
We don't trust in the O'Briens.
No.
You know who you can also never trust?
Oh God. Make this quick. We're already an hour. I forgot we were talking about this.
You know, I'll make it quick, okay? To a certain extent, I feel bad.
You should.
I feel bad for him.
Because did you not see that throw he made in practice?
That was insane.
Really
that
nice
was
throw?
Insane throw, right? I feel bad for Carson Wentz. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow, you actually went there.
I feel bad.
Wow.
I feel bad. This is the first time that I'm not gonna talk ill about Carson Wentz.
Wow.
I actually feel really bad for him. I feel really bad.
It's like watching a man being baptized.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel bad for him. Look,
I have a tear in my eye.
he's no longer an Eagle, so therefore I hate him about 95% less now.
Fair.
Now that he's with the Colts, that pretty up-looking team, right? Damn, dude, he just can't stay healthy. That sucks.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for him. Now, from what I understand, it's a week-to-week basis, right? Is that what it said?
No, the initial report was he's out indefinitely, and as of right now, the last thing I heard was they're waiting for the doctor results in order to see if he needs surgery or not.
I hope he doesn't. Well, you know what? I guess in the case where maybe he does need it, because this isn't the first time. So maybe he does. I don't know, but I feel bad for him.
I think even with surgery, they're confident that he would come back during the season.
Because that's what that's not what happened to Jimmy. Jimmy was a high ankle sprain. Never mind. Yeah, I think Carson Wentz maybe should get the surgery because this is not the first time it's happened. And
well, if you learn something from Michael Thomas, get that surgery as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because Michael Thomas is literally just shitting the bed. Is it fair to say that Michael Thomas will be somewhere else by the end of the year?
Well, yeah, absolutely. But it's not because of his play. It's because of his play, and he's an idiot.
Oh, he's an idiot.
Why are you starting fights with your teammates? For what?
Oh, it's not even that. Sean Payton literally came out and said he should have gotten surgery earlier. I don't know why he's waiting until now to get surgery, or he got surgery a few weeks ago. But yeah, he should have done it at the beginning of the year, and he's barely doing it.
Now he can't even run a slant right, and that's all he ever did to begin with. So.
Oh, then there's no wide receiver. There's no Thomas.
Yeah.
If you can't call yourself Slant Thomas, if you can't run a slant, then you're just Thomas.
Yeah. So I think Michael Thomas is done. I agree with you.
I'm done with him.
I'm not done with him. I'm not done with him because I like annoying my friend because he's a Saints fan.
Well, you just got to tell him that he's got to eat the W's. That's all you got to say.
He is very scared of eating the W, actually. Very scared.
I've been more acceptive of eating the W's.
I'm not.
I'm trying to watch my calories over the last few months, but I will take some W's and consume them at the Jameis Winston level.
I've accepted that my friend will be eating a lot of L's this season.
I don't think that's fair, and it's pretty disrespectful of you to give Carson Wentz credit or to feel bad for him. But how dare you disrespect Jameis Winston after seeing that workout video of him going through the...
Oh, that's right.
And he just runs into them and he looks absolutely gassed.
That's right. I forgot that nowadays in the NFL, if you post crazy workout videos, that means you're going to light it up the next season.
Dude, it's the Cam Newton effect. It's the Cam Newton way.
You know what? You're right. How rude of me. Jameis Winston, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I hope I would not like to offend you anymore because now that you're posting workout videos, I can obviously see that you would crush me in a second, and I will be nothing else in life. So I'm sorry.
I'm so happy
right.
you said that.
I'm sorry. You're right. Because Cam Newton's definitely going to start the whole season, right? What?
This has been the Bubble Let Sports Podcast.
Yeah, hold on. Tell me who's your top 5 quarterbacks right now, dead or alive, huh?